First Nocturne. Lesson from the Book of Genesis. In the beginning God created heaven and earth. And the earth was void and empty, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved over the waters. And God said, Be light made. And light was made. And God saw the light that it was good, and he divided the light from the darkness. And he called the light day, and the darkness night, and there was evening and morning one day. And God said, Let there be a firmament made amidst the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made a firmament, and divided the waters that were under the firmament, from those that were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and morning were the second day. God also said, Let the waters that are under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so done. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And he said, Let the earth bring forth the green herb, and such as may seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, which may have seed in itself upon the earth. And it was so done. And the earth brought forth the green herb, and such as yieldeth seed according to its kind, and the tree that beareth fruit having seed each one according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, Let there be lights made in the firmament of heaven, to divide the day and the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years, to shine in the firmament of heaven, and to give light upon the earth. And it was so done. And God made two great lights, a greater light to rule the day, and a lesser light to rule the night, and the stars. And he set them in the firmament of heaven to shine upon the earth, and to rule the day and the night, and to divide the light and the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and morning were the fourth day. God also said, Let the waters bring forth the creeping creature having life, and the fowl that may fly over the earth under the firmament of heaven. And God created the great whales, and every living and moving creature, which the waters brought forth, according to their kinds, and every winged fowl according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And he blessed them, saying, Increase and multiply, and fill the waters of the sea, and let the birds be multiplied upon the earth. And the evening and morning were the fifth day. And God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creature in its kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth, according to their kinds. And it was so done. And God made the beasts of the earth according to their kinds, and cattle, and everything that creepeth on the earth after its kind. And God saw that it was good. And he said, Let us make man to our image and likeness, and let him have dominion over the fishes of the sea, and the fowls of the air, and the beasts, and the whole earth, and every creeping creature that moveth upon the earth. Second Nocturne. From the Handbook, written by St. Augustine, Bishop of Hippo. The Lord threatened man with the punishment of death, in case he sinned. Thus did he gift him with free will, while he yet kept his lordship over him, and helped him with the dread of destruction. And so he put him in that happy garden, under the very shadow of the tree of life, in that good place from whence, had he kept his righteousness, he might have passed to a better. But the first man sinned, and was banished from Eden, and infected all his descendants with the disease of sin, poisoning their very root, and bringing upon all that sentence of death and damnation, which he had earned for himself. So that all that descend by fleshly generation from Adam, and from the guilty woman, who was the cause of his sin and the partaker of his punishment, derive from them original sin, whereby they are drawn through a way of diverse sins and sorrows, towards that final ruin which they shall share with the rebel angels who are at once their corrupters, their lords, and their comrades. So by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, in whom all have sinned. By the world the apostle signified, in this place all mankind. Thus then hath the matter stood. The damned mass of humanity lay in misery, or rather wallowed in it, and fell from bad to worse, till it joined the company of the sinning angels, and both together suffered the deserved punishment of their vile treason. So the wrath of God appertained whatever sin man, through the blind and untamed sting of his flesh, willingly committeth, and whatever punishment, declared and open, he unwillingly suffereth. There is, indeed, no pause in that goodness of the Creator whereby he giveth even to the traitor angels life and strength, which if he gave not, they would be annihilated, and whereby he formeth the seed of men, though they come of a corrupt and condemned stock, quickeneth them, strengtheneth and fitteth their limbs for the changing seasons of their life, extendeth their knowledge in diverse places, and giveth them whereon to live. It hath been his will rather to draw good out of evil, than to suffer that there should be no evil. Third Nocturne. From the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time Jesus spoke to his disciples this parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a householder who went out early in the morning to hire laborers for his vineyard. And having agreed with the laborers for a denarius a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And about the third hour he went out and saw others standing in the marketplace idle. And he said to them, Go you also into the vineyard, and I will give you whatever is just. So they went. And again he went out about the 6th, and about the 9th hour, and did as before. But about the 11th hour he went out and found others standing about, and he said to them, Why do you stand here all day idle? They said to him, Because no man has hired us. He said to them, Go you also into the vineyard. But when evening had come, the owner of the vineyard said to his steward, Call the laborers, and pay them their wages, beginning from the last even to the first. Now when they of the 11th hour came, they received each a denarius. And when the first in their term came, they thought that they would receive more, but they also received each his denarius. And on receiving it, they began to murmur against the householder, saying, These last have worked a single hour, and you have put them on a level with us, who have borne the burden of the day's heat. But answering one of them, he said, Friend, I do you no injustice. Did you not agree with me for a denarius? Take what is yours and go. I choose to give to this last even as to you. Have I not a right to do what I choose? Or are you envious because I am generous? Even so the last shall be first, and the first last. For many are called, but few are chosen. Laus Tibi, Christa. Homily by Pope Saint Gregory the Great. We hear that the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning, to hire laborers into his vineyard. Who indeed is more justly to be likened to an householder than our Maker, who is the head of the household of faith, bearing rule over them whom he hath made, and being master of his chosen ones in the world, as a master over those that are in his house. He it is that hath the church for a vineyard that saith not to bring forth branches of the true vine, from righteous Abel to the last of the elect that shall be born in the world. This householder, then, for the cultivation of his vineyard, goeth out early in the morning, and at the 3rd hour, and the 6th hour, and the 9th hour, and the 11th hour, to hire laborers into his vineyard. Thus the Lord, from the beginning to the end of the world, saith not to gather together preachers for the instruction of his faithful people. The early morning of the world was from Adam until Noah, the 3rd hour from Noah until Abraham, the 6th hour from Abraham until Moses, the 9th hour from Moses until the coming of the Lord, the 11th hour from the coming of the Lord until the end of the world. At this 11th hour are sent forth as preachers the holy apostles, who have received full wages, albeit they be come in late. For the cultivation of his vineyard, that is, the instruction of his people, the Lord hath never ceased to send into it laborers. First by the fathers, then by the prophets and teachers of the law, and lastly, by the apostles he hath dressed and tended the lives of his people, as the owner of a vineyard dresseth and tendeth it by means of workmen. Whoever in whatever degree joined to a right faith the teaching of righteousness, was so far one of God's laborers in God's vineyard. By the laborers at early morning, and at the 3rd hour, the 6th hour, and the 9th hour, may be understood God's ancient people, the Hebrews, who strove to worship him with a right faith in company with his chosen ones from the very beginning of the world, and thus continually labored in his vineyard. And now, at the 11th hour, it is said unto the Gentiles, Also why stand ye here all the day idle?